The summer of 2022, we are up in Mammoth Lakes, altitude 8,100 feet. We're with Lalo Diaz, longtime coach at Loyola High School, with Renee Williams-Smith, Mira Costa High School, and Mark and Rob Evans, the coaches for Crescenta Valley High School. First off, how long have you been coming up to Mammoth Lakes? How many kids come up in a typical year? How many kids this year, and how many parents or / coaches?
When I took over at Loyola, they had already been coming here. Some of the courses were already established, and it was a tradition that had already been set by the previous coach. So rather than to disrupt that, we just continued that. So this year we cut it down to 20, and we have roughly about 8 to 10 parents. This would be our 36th camp up here, and I joke about it, but after this camp is completed, I will have spent 1 year of my life at this camp 10 days at a time.
I've been coming up for 18 years or so, but I know prior to that, Jeff Atkinson had brought Mira Costa up here. And I think even back when I was in high school, he told me the boys came up here, or they came up to Yosemite, and we're usually here for 7 days, 6 to 7 days. We have 50 kids this year. That's a lot, and we tend to bring about that many.
We don't really put a number on it, but we do expect that they're there all summer training hard. We want to make it a big group, and we want everybody to experience this.
Coach Evans has been doing this since like 1994. So we're here for a week. We're here from Friday to Friday, and we bring 45 athletes. We tent camp for a whole week. And we have a whole kind of village that we set up with parents that help cook, and they bring their families up, they bring their little guys up, and it creates such a cool atmosphere to bring not just the team up, but the community of the program up. We couldn't do this without the parent support. We just try to create a camp that they're just thrilled that their kids are out here and getting to be at a beautiful place like Mammoth for a week.
We like to do some altitude training. We're here all week long, and we really like the bonding experience that the kids get from this. We try to do as much as we can while we're up here.
As far as the team members that are here, how does one get invited? Which athletes are here? What's the process?
We have like a time trial, a couple different time trials during the summer.
We use time trials as literally a qualifier to come up here.
We have, carrots that we put out in the preseason to make it here.
You have to have been in the program a full season already. And you have to attend, 70 some odd % of the summer workouts, or at least we know that you're doing them wherever you are.
And that, I think, sends a great message. You've got to earn your place here.
You do have to earn your place here. and when you're new and you haven't had that much training, this is really hard.
We've prepared for it up until this last week. We have a camp prior to that. So these guys are already had most of their base. They're getting their base miles in, and this is the peak of our season. That's a progression to getting here to Mammoth, and it's also to getting who's going to be running on varsity. So once they make it here, these are the dedicated guys that are on the team.
The start of summer, I emailed just randomly a group of 108 coaches around the state, asking them, how many of you do a summer camp? And I think it was all but 3 said they do a camp somewhere. So obviously it's very important to many people. From your vantage point, why is a team camp important?
I think there's that mystique about altitude that came along in the last 20 years that, you have to go to altitude. We know that you're not getting this long-term beneficial effect of altitude. I think the clean air and the ability to have everybody in one place at one time for an entire week without any interruptions. And I think it's the team bonding that takes place because of that.
It gets them away from their environment, and I have their undivided attention up here.
This is the time that we really get together. We don't have school to think about. We try to put our phones away, and we get to know each other and look at what our season's gonna look like, look at the things we knew to get better. Bonding is also one of the biggest parts that we do here. If you run a hard run, you're exhausted, you've done that with a teammate, you've got a new best friend.
We always want that pack of runners, and that shared experience of going for hard runs together and hurting together and sweating together and having your legs ache together, I think is just such a crucial component to the sport itself.
This is what we're here to do. Everybody's training hard, and we're training hard too, but really this is, I think, what separates us from a lot of teams is these guys and girls come together and form a family, and that really pushes us all the way through the season.
And it's everything from rooming together to running together to all the post-work activity to eating dinner together.
We have one big table, one big long table, and we all sit there like Harry Potter style and just like eat dinner shoulder to shoulder every night.
We barbecue, we have movie night, and we don't give them the choice. Oh, I've already seen that movie, where you're going to see it again, because we want to do everything there is to do it as a team. When they come and have those meals together, work out together, I think then you're able to gain their focus and promote that team, that bonding that's going to take place.
It's like a 24/7 bonding experience.
They come down just really jazzed and ready to run. And I think the challenge of running altitude is another big thing. They like that.
When you know that you have teammates who have experienced that with you, and you can trust that they're going to push through just like you're going to push through. When you're standing on the line, you're looking at people that you've like suffered with in Mammoth. You just trust that they're going to be there for you when you need them in a race.
Seems like most of the successful programs come up to Mammoth or Big Bear. Typically, which typical day look like up here at Mammoth for the team?
We get up and run. That's our first thing. They come home and they eat a lot of breakfast and they probably take a nap, depending. So we'll do a morning run, and then we'll do an activity, and half the time we'll do an evening run as well. And if it's not a run, we'll just get together and do some stretching or just physical activity, but not necessarily running.
We have 2-a-day workouts. This morning we did 15 quarters, if you will, on the track, but we happen to have a path that we follow, so they do reps here. Or else we do an LSD, a long, slow distance run. So there's a balance of speed play or LSD, some of it flat, and then we'll choose the incorporation of hills and then the high climb from town all the way up to Horseshoe. So, just gravity itself will add to the workout.
So we like to get in probably about 65 to 70 miles while we're here, and it's all uphill. We start at the base and we go all the way to the top each day. So you don't have to be fast to have a really good season and have a good time and being a part of the team, and that's important. And that's with a team our size, that's what we strive for.
As long as we're all business on meet day, but otherwise it's all about having fun.
Hard work is fun, is what we try to tell them, and they kind of laugh at us, but eventually they start to figure that out.
What's the most important thing about a high school cross-country runner is they enjoy their season. You have to enjoy your high school experience, and that's what we get out of this.
So we have a couple runs we call epic runs. In those days we only do one, but we do one called Duck Lake, and it goes up to 10,000 something altitude. And this here is 8,000. So it's almost 4 miles up to Duck Pass. And it's rocky, and it's trails, and it's not a straight run. It's not a tempo, but you're breathing really hard and you're working really hard. So it's a challenge, and we have records. People know who ran what and what year and where they are kind of on the record board. But you're so excited and so happy for everybody that's doing it, because it was hard for you, it was hard for them, you talk about it, but you're that much closer because you've done something hard together and you've persevered and you're on the other side, and you just become a better runner for it.
It's everyone's shared a rocky moment on top of the
it is.
steps.
I'm telling you, we've had a ton of rocky moments up here. It's just fun.
Outstanding.
It's
Renee,
all really
thank you
good.
very much for your time. Best of luck this season. I know it'll be a fun one, and keep going.
It's going to be fun. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, appreciate this. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity of being included in that group. Thank you very much.